Welcome to the Imperial Brickz YouTube channel. It's Nixter here, and in this series, I've been collecting all of the minifigures featured in LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga video game. In this episode, we've got a lot to talk about and a lot of changes to make, so let's get right into it. Of course, if you want a display like this one for your own collection, you can find a link down in the description below. The first thing we're going to do is go through all of the minifigures that I am missing in the display. We'll talk about what the status of the minifigure is, whether or not I'm going to be able to get it in the near future or not, and how that will affect the collection as a whole. And then we'll go through and make a bunch of updates and little changes, tweaks to some of the minifigures that are already in the display. The first figure I'm still missing is the Battle Padme minifigure from episode 1, and she does have a custom mold for her hairpiece, and the color for her torso is a color of purple that does not exist on LEGO's palette, so it is probably going to end up being dark red, but Christo7108 has announced this minifigure, and I'm just waiting on him to make it so that I can purchase it and add it to the collection. The next minifigure missing from the TCS collection is the Chancellor Palpatine minifigure, and this guy has been teased by Minifigure Haven, and he showed the hairpiece injection molded for this guy, so hopefully he does make the rest of the fig to go with that hairpiece, and it'll be really interesting to see what piece he uses for the skirt on Palpatine, because when this game came out, there was no piece that resembled that skirt, and you could either use the 2x2 slope brick or you could use the newer skirt piece brick for minifigures, so it'll be interesting to see what he chooses and how that figure ends up looking, but hopefully we get to add that figure to the collection very soon. Next up is the Rebel Friend minifigure. For whatever reason, Christo has made the Captain Antilles and the standard Rebel, but not the Rebel Friend, so hopefully he does that soon, and we can call it a day when it comes to the 3 Rebels that are part of the TCS display here. The fourth minifigure still missing from the TCS collection is the Boushh Leia, or Boushh, and Nietzsche Customs not only made this figure, but I did order one, so when they decide to ship one, I will add that to the collection right away. The next minifigure missing from the collection is one of those figures that could prevent me from ever completing it, and that is the PK Droid. I don't know whoever will make a PK Droid, but hopefully somebody does so I can add it to the collection. But until then, I got no leads. This next character also has the potential to prevent me from completing the collection, and that is the Pit Droid. Now, with this one, Christo has announced a Pit Droid minifigure, so I'm very excited for this. Hopefully he makes it. It's probably been a year since he announced it, and we've seen and heard nothing, but all we can do is hope and pray, and maybe one day he will make it, and I can add it to the collection. Then we got Dexter Jetster, and this guy is going to be a problem because of his 4 arms, and I'm going to save all of that for a separate video, so just stay tuned for that. As for the Kaminoans, Lamassu, and Tanway, they're definitely possible. We've seen LEGO do it. I don't know who will do it, but somebody should make some TCS-style Kaminoans. And when they do, I'll buy them and add them to the collection. But until then, we're kind of stuck. These also could prevent me from completing the collection. Another tricky one, Jango Fett. I don't know what to tell you. The parts, there's going to have to be some exceptions made to add any version of this character to the display. And that's fine with me, but I need someone to make a nice pad-printed full version of that character before it goes in here. Next, the 2 Jedi we're missing, Shakti and Aayla Secura. Shakti, maybe I'll try to get another one of the Brick Rebellion Shaktis to put in its place until I can get another one with the correct headpiece. And as for Aayla Secura, we're just waiting on someone to make one of those. I have not seen one yet, but all we can do is hope and pray. Next, a fan favorite, the Beach Trooper. This is a figure that's been made quite a few times, and I'm just actively searching and trying to get my hands on one of these. And the Death Star Gunner. This guy is going to be tricky to get. That's a custom mold for the helmet and a custom print for the face. That's easy to do, but that helmet, again, I don't know who's going to make it, but when someone does, I will surely be in line to buy it. This figure is one that a lot of people will confuse and think that you can make out of official Lego parts, but Hoth Luke does have a unique torso print, and he also has a custom mold for that helmet. It's a Lego police officer hat mixed with the classic spaceman helmet, and that's not a real thing, so somebody would have to make a custom mold for that. The Ugnaught has been announced from Christo, and I have gotten word that this is probably going to be the next figure that comes from him, so I'm excited, and hopefully we get to add the Ugnaught very soon to the collection here, but until then, this is another figure where we're at the mercy of the custom makers. Sooner or later, somebody is going to have to make a Palace Guard because it uses all official Lego parts, and all you have to do is pad print a torso and a headpiece, and you're good to go. So I'm waiting still, but I think it's going to happen soon that we're going to get a Palace Guard. If you've been around long enough, you'll remember that at one point I did have the Bo-Katan Brickz Admiral Akbar minifigure, but Christo has announced one of these, and I'm just going to wait for him to make it because I want it to be of the utmost quality and I want it to look really nice. So that's what we're waiting for when it comes to this guy. And finally, we've got the Force Ghosts, everybody's favorites, and these are going to also, like Dexter, warrant their own video, so we know what they are, we know they're missing, but just stay tuned, and I will be doing a full in-depth video on all of the Force Ghosts and what I think they should look like, what's probably going to end up happening, etc., etc. For the second part of this video, we're going to be going through 5 different minifigures, that 4 of which are in this display and 1 of which is part of the extra toggle display, and we're going to be switching out, fixing, correcting some of the parts on those figures. So since there's so many of them and I can't hold the camera and grab them all, we're just going to cut over to the desk. The first minifigure I want to address is our Episode 1 Padawan Obi-Wan minifigure, and he's going to be getting a reddish-brown hairpiece because for some reason he has always had the incorrect brown hairpiece. I don't know why I even had this laying around to put it on there, but here we finally have a reddish-brown hairpiece, and you can all sleep sound tonight knowing that this has been corrected. There we go. A nice close-up of the Obi-Wan Padawan minifigure. Next minifigure we're switching up here is the Darth Vader, and I've gotten quite a few comments over the videos stating that yes, the head is supposed to be black, and we're going to change it today. So let's pull off the actual Darth Vader head, and we can put on the solid black head, easy peasy. And ta-da, now our Darth Vader is correct, and here he is looking beautiful. Hasn't been too long since we've seen this guy, and this is the classic Snowtrooper. Last episode we put black hands on him because there was somebody had repeatedly commented that the hands needed to be black, and I went and checked like somebody suggested, as you we'll see here on the screen, and yes, he does have white hands, so these are now back to how they should be, even though I should have never changed them to begin with. But this is what the TCS or Classic Snowtrooper looks like with the correct color hands. Moving right along, the Bossk minifigure that I have here, I want to say I went and checked, the Bossk has yellow hips in the PlayStation version of LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, because when I play on PlayStation Plus, that's what it looks like. But I want to give him the black hip piece because I think that makes the figure look better, to say the least. I think the all-yellow jumpsuit just doesn't work for the Bossk minifigure, so I've got a pair of legs right here These are super basic white legs with black hips. Nothing special about those, so put those legs away, and we're just going to get the legs from these yellow legs. And there we go. Pull. I don't even know which way is the... I guess I don't think there's like a front or a back on this. It's the same on both sides. And there we go. Dang. Those are a little bit looser than I'd like them to be, but hey. It's just going to sit in a display, so it's going to be okay. And, you know, sometimes that's how it goes when you're switching out hands or legs on Lego minifigures. They just connect loosely after that. But there we go. There's Bosk with the black hip piece. And like I said, I just think this looks better. And because this isn't something that's like, I'm not like cutting a corner. It's just like, oh, I have a black hip piece. You could make it yellow easily if you wanted to for your collection, but I just want it to look this way. So that is what mine looks like. Finally, from the extra toggle display, somebody pointed out correctly, I don't know how I missed this, that the arms on this guy are supposed to be dark blue. So went to my Figs Missing Parts bin and I found a Mandalorian torso that is dark green, but it has dark blue arms. Perfectly enough. So what we're going to do is pop the arms off this guy. They're kind of loose already. Not sure if they were even the arms that originally came on this torso or not. But hopefully these just snap right in and we have nothing to worry about. So we just don't want any cracks. And I think we're good. And those feel pretty stiff, which is nice. Not loosey-goosey, and the dark bluish gray hands I believe were correct, so we just get to switch these over on this guy, and that actually looks a lot better. And I like how the dark bluish gray matches the headpiece. So yeah, there you go, corrected. I can't remember what the name of this guy was, but yeah, he's corrected now, and it's time to go add these back to the displays. The first figure we get to add back to the display is our Padawan Obi-Wan, and he goes here next to our Qui-Gon, so it's tricky when you have the two capes next to each other, but there he is with the correct color hair. And something that we can address really quickly while we're looking at it, these two capes appear to be different colors. They probably are, and I will go through in the very near future and switch out all the capes and try to make them uniform so that we don't have like different shades of brown like this, because I know it's not what we want. So we're gonna change that. Next, we've got our corrected Darth Vader with the black minifigure head. He goes right there. Make sure his cape is straight-ish. Voila. I don't know why the camera is having problems focusing. The Snowtrooper minifigure with his correct white hands goes right there. Bosk with his black hips goes right back here. Just like that. And our corrected medical droid guy gets to go back in here in the episode 3 section of the display. Should probably be after that Anakin, actually. There we go. Voila. I just wanted to do a quick update on the status of the display for the extra toggle characters. What I've decided is that the display is going to require me to do some rearranging in the room that I am in, and until I do that, I will not be able to put a display up for this collection. So soon here I will be rearranging, and I'll probably even be moving the main TCS display, but once I get that all done, then we can have an official display that's permanent for these characters here. All right, so I think that addressed the majority of the things that needed to be addressed, and of course, if you see anything else that stands out to you, let me know in the comments. But that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and go check out imperialbrickz.com for all your official LEGO Star Wars minifigure needs.